I'm on my way out of Nassau Harbour. You know, yeah, conditions calmed down overnight. A little bit gusty this morning. It's forecast to continue dying down. The waves might be a bit lumpy, but yeah, wind forecast is kind of 15 to 20, gusting 25-ish, and it doesn't get a whole lot better over the next couple of days, so I thought I may as well give it a go. If it is too lumpy, then what I was thinking is I would just continue on downwind to the West Bay and anchor there, and then leave again tomorrow. Or I can always turn around and come back if that's too bad as well. If conditions are appropriate, then my plan is actually to continue on and cross the bank to Bimini overnight.
My original plans to hang around the Berry Islands for a while have changed. I got a call over the weekend about a work project coming up, so I'm trying to get back home quickly for that.
It sure is, yeah, it is lumpy. I'm having to steer a little bit north of my ideal course just to make sure that I'm cutting into the waves a little bit, because otherwise I'm completely beam on and then they just hit right at the side, roll me all the way over. Oh, and it's super uncomfortable. But you know, hopefully they'll swing around and be more on my stern quarter, which will then allow me to steer downwind a little bit more. Yeah, I'm debating when to switch off the motor, but I'm going to leave it for a while, make sure I'm well clear of the island, and you know, yeah, just comfort factor. See, it doesn't come across on the camera at all how rolly these things are. I doubt if you can make that out, but that's the berries. I'm hoping that once I'm a little bit further in, then they will give me some protection from this swell, which is kind of coming that a ways. That is so much nicer. Now sheltered by the Berry Islands from the worst of the swell. Oh, I mean, it's still rocky a little, but so much nicer.
The seas continued to calm as I sailed into the sunset over the Great Bahama Bank. The full moon rose to light the way, and after a beautiful night's downwind sail, dawn rose behind me.
So it's just coming up to 7 o'clock. Almost across the bank. That's Cat Key just ahead of me, and that's where I'm going to anchor on the far side. The wind's behind me, so it's been yeah, it's been pretty stress-free crossing, just long. So I'm going to anchor at Cat Key, get a couple of hours sleep, and then assuming the weather stays good, I'm going to cross back over the Gulf Stream. That's Gun Key up ahead. That's Cat Key behind me. Regular viewers of these videos may remember that I anchored down in Cat Key the first season when I left Bimini overnight before crossing the bank. I've just got to negotiate myself through this gunky cut. You've got to get quite close up to this bottom of gunky before you can make the cut. Well, this is a lot worse than I expected. Super rolly. Now, considering the wind has been east, has only just come southeast, I'm amazed that the swell has wrapped around so quickly. But anyway, I'm here. I'm gonna sleep for a couple of hours, and then there's no point hanging around. It's just gonna get more uncomfortable.
After a short rest, I raised anchor, hoisted the sails, and got back underway.
Alright, I can put away my Bahamian flag for another year. Not really sure it'll do another year, but yeah, that's 2 seasons. Maybe time for a new one next year. When I get closer to the US, I'll check in online. Hopefully it goes as smoothly as it did last time. Miami, baby. That might be Miami actually over there. Yeah, so I'm here in No Name Anchorage. Got in at right around midnight last night. Little intimidating, picking out the right channel, and a few of the lights are out on the markers, which meant the markers themselves were a bit of a hazard. Came close to a couple. Yeah, so that was a hell of a passage. Nassau to Miami in 38 hours. I'm absolutely exhausted today, particularly because when I was in Nassau, I only really had one decent night's sleep because of the storms. So there's been not much sleep over the last few days. I wouldn't say I gambled, but I left as soon as the conditions allowed in Nassau, and it was pretty rough, but made good speed across. The weather window was pretty narrow. If I didn't get across in this window, then there's another front comes through tomorrow, and I wouldn't be able to cross until probably Sunday, maybe Monday at the earliest. So this bought me quite a few days. The passage across was fine for most of it. The first half I was able to sail. The winds died down to about 10 knots, and then I motor sailed after that. The current, so my plan was, I steered a particular heading with the expectation that the Gulf Stream would push me north. So I set a heading kind of 15-20 degrees south of where my goal was. And, it worked out perfectly as I went along. I kind of got pushed back north. I was watching my track. It was like an S shape running across the intended track. Except when I got to about 15 miles out of Miami, then I basically just stopped moving. So the current obviously is not smooth the whole way. That's all. And this, maybe I should have remembered from last year. I had a similar issue hitting really strong current just outside Miami. So I ended up just running directly perpendicular to the current. So it pushed me quite far north. But once I was on the other side of it, then I was able to change my angle again, and I don't think it cost me too much time. So I'll just remember that for next time, is make sure I'm a bit further south by the time I hit that peak current area. I did my online check-in, but as of yet I'm still waiting to be processed. So I'll keep an eye on that. I'm going to have my coffee, I'm going to relax and recover a wee bit, and then my plan is to just motor across to Coconut Grove and take a mooring ball for a couple of days to see out this front before I can continue on. I'm celebrating with my I can't do toast, so I'm doing fried bread, peanut butter and marmalade. Celebrating being back in the good old USA. I'm on my way to Dinner Key City Marina, which is about an hour's motor away. on the edge of Coconut Grove. So I spoke to the Customs and Border Protection people, called up the duty officer, and he obviously spoke to somebody, because then on my CBP app it flashed up saying stand by, somebody's going to call you. Then it flashed up saying you're cleared in, no further action required. I hit OK, and then it reverted to your status is pending. So I'm pretty sure I'm cleared in. I'm going to carry on up to the marina, trying to get on the mooring ball, and then I'll call the CBP back this afternoon and say, hey look, this is what happened, just checking. But I can't remember, you know, the last time I remember the process, I did the application, and then a few hours later, quite a few hours later, like 6 hours later, I checked on my phone and it said you're all good to go, and that was it. So, oh well, maybe a glitch with the app.
Now I can finally see Miami. Dinner Key is a bit south of Miami by Coconut Grove. It used to be the base for Pan Am's fleet of flying boats. Apparently it became known as Dinner Key as it was a convenient place to stop to eat for travellers heading north to Miami. The marina itself is well sheltered, though perhaps not enough for some. But I'm out in the mooring field, which is pretty exposed out in Biscayne Bay.
Another mooring, another swim for the boat hook. This is a super tight mooring field. I've not been in a mooring field where there's this little room between boats. Came along the channel, came up to the mooring ball, perfect speed, put it in neutral, floated up to the mooring ball as the wind slowed me down, got the boat hook, picked up the pennant, first time, put the boat hook down, tied the line off. All good. Looked around, and somehow the bloody boat hook, when I'd put it down, I must have knocked it or not put it down properly, and I see it floating in the water. Now this you know, I didn't think this time. I just basically dived straight in to grab it because it was floating away, and of course then I kind of realized I hadn't put the steps down, so then had to climb up, which was a bit of a pain. Just like, you know, I hate mooring. I really hate mooring, but I'm on the mooring now. And I spoke to the Customs and Border Protection people on the way in. My entry was denied on the app, and they said, well, I'll do it again on the app. So that's what I'm going to do now. And then I got to get into the marine office before 4 to check in and give them my paperwork. Super frustrating with this CBP Rome business. I'm having my third go and I've not heard from them. Still pending. What's this? Okay, it says accepted. Let's see if it has actually been accepted. Here it still says pending. Let's see if I've got my email. So the notification said accepted, but it still says now it's gone back to pending, and I haven't received an email of confirmation. This is what happened last time, and then a few minutes later they called me up saying they called me up and sent me an email saying it was denied, because I had the boatmaster and myself as a traveller. Well, that's not correct. The system automatically puts the boatmaster in as a traveller. There is no way of deselecting that person as a traveller. So anyway, I'll go check in at the marina, pay them, and then see what happens. I can't enter the US. I mean, I can go to the office and drop the stuff off, but I can't actually go in and go to the shops, go to the coffee, go to the bar, whatever, until my entry is approved. It's pretty frustrating. This is not a bad looking spot, is it? So I'm out there in the mooring field somewhere. That's the dinghy dock down there. So I've just charged all my devices. I'm finally cleared into the country. Though apparently it had to be done manually rather than using the CBP Roam thing. So now I'm just trying to find where the showers are. This is some fancy municipal shower with a window. Wow. Well, not the best water pressure in the world, but still pretty good. If it had been even better, I'd still be in there. Yeah, so this is just like the facility in Gulfport. Same sort of building layout. So I decided that now I'm fresh, clean fresh, and it's only early evening. Oh, clean fresh and legally allowed to enter the country. I thought I would go and savour my first American beer for a while. I'm heading to the Bayshore Bar and Grill, which is just up here somewhere. It's the closest bar, and not necessarily the best.
It turned out to be a great bar, right on the waterfront, busy but not too packed, great service, and I arrived during happy hour, so half-price beers.
Cheers, welcome back to America.
I treated myself to a mahi sandwich and then headed back to the boat to watch the lights of downtown Miami shimmer in the distance.